A group of survivors are working out on an oil rig in the middle of the desert. The desert is blistering hot and the crew has recently run out of water. They grab their guns and head into town to try and find some. When they arrive, they find the town. They all wake up to find that your camp in ruins. This is terrible. Tents are on fire and broken tools and supplies litter the sand. They are under attack from a group of mutant cacti. They are fast and vicious and easily kill a man within seconds. The rest of your group runs for their lives, leaving the dead unburied and the wounded screaming for help. Is this in town, or are we back at our oil rig that's also our camp, where we sleep?
Well, we woke up to find our camp in ruins. So I'm guessing we're in our camp.
You decide to hide behind steel plates so you can better protect yourself from the mutants. You don't have long. You don't have long though. As soon as one of them spots you, it attacks with its claw and teeth.
Kaz runs as fast as she can with her gun held tightly in her hand, hoping that she isn't eaten alive before she can escape this hellhole. After running for what seems like hours, Kaz finally managed to find some shelter behind some rocks. She collapses on the ground in exhaustion.
Tess grabs the biggest gun you have and starts shooting at the mutants. She managed to kill 3 before they finally managed to overwhelm her and tear her apart. They eat her flesh and they fuck her corpse. After they are done, they leave her corpse to rot. They aren't evil like that though. They bury it so they can come back to eat it later.
Because they aren't evil, you know?
They always leave her corpse though because they enjoy eating her flesh so much.
Says you're dead. You need to like do a different message, or else we've already gotten you killed.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I'll do a new character.
Steven shoots the mutant's head with a shotgun blast and it falls backwards onto its back. I scream in horror at the situation, and I run away as fast as she can before one of them gets up again and catches up to them again. They continue running until nightfall when they finally stop running and find some shelter for the night. It seems like we ran together there, Steven. Okay. Tess.
Bob Ross paints a pretty painting of a mountain scene with trees and rocks in the distance, which makes you feel pretty good about yourself. As you look at it while sitting on a log by a stream. You're all pretty happy now, but it isn't going to last. They're going to have to do something soon because the mutants are all around them now. They're only going to keep getting closer until they attack. The only question is, what are they going to do about it?
What are we going to do about it, Steven? We need to talk together here. Tess is apparently Bob Ross now.
Okay.
What are we going to do about these mutants surrounding us? I wrote something. I grab a sword and prepare for defense.
A sword?
Yes. I don't use guns. That's my character. Kaz grabs a sword and prepares for defense. She knows that she can't run forever though. She needs to do something now. Alright, we need to do something about these fuckers before they kill us. Anyone have any ideas on how we can do that? Kaz asks both Steven and Bob Ross.
Steven decides to discuss with Cass what they should do next. Steven tells her think she should go out there and fight the mutants alone. But if she does attack, then Steven will help defend her.
Bob Ross stabs the mutant with the paintbrush and kills it instantly because he's very powerful and gifted. He decides that he should go out there too because he wants to kill something too and doesn't want Cass to be by herself. Finally, Sam wants to stay back as well because he doesn't want to fight if he doesn't have to.
Well, I think we should all go out there together then.
Cass says. And then I don't know who this last line is.
I'm gonna say it. Are you sure that's a good idea? Because I'm schizophrenic, so I'm speaking to myself. I don't know who Sam is, but he's gonna die. Samuel, get over here right now! Cass screams as she points at him. Samuel slowly walks over to Cass as she grabs a cacti off the ground and stabs it into the ground, pointing at him with the sword pointy end first.
Bob Ross defends Sam by telling him to run because they will protect him. But Cass tells him to shut up and get over by the cacti like she told Sam to do. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go kill some mutants, Bob shouts as he starts walking towards them with his cacti.
I think it's changed so that cacti is now the weapon we are using.
I guess so, yeah.
I see an opening for Steven to escape. Hey, wait, I don't want to fight! Sam yells as he runs past Bob towards Cass. That's you, Tess.
Let him go, Samuel. He don't want to fight anyway.
Bob shouts as he watches him run past them with his cacti raised above his head. Are we fighting cacti with cacti?
Bob Ross attacks mutant cacti with a large cacti. Cass tries to attack mutant cacti with her sword, but fails horribly as it knocks her to the ground with its cacti spike, impaling her leg. She screams in pain as it attempts to stop her head in, but she rolls out of the way and grabs her sword nearby before stabbing it to the cacti's chest and killing it instantly.
Steven looks at your sister's wounds inside. Oh well,
You look at
she'll
my
live.
what?
He says, and gets up from the floor.
Kaz examines if there are any more threats. Kaz gets up from the floor and pulls the cacti spike out of her leg, and she screams briefly, "Ah!" in pain, before gaining her composure and getting up. She sees Bob killing a mutant cacti and nods her head slightly in approval. Only slightly. Not approving a lot, but a little bit. Tess, why are you going the anti-hero way?
Bob Ross becomes the threat.
Hey, watch it!
Cass shouts as she kicks Bob's foot away from a cacti that was about to bite his hand off. Bob looks down at Cass's injured leg and smirks. He grabs a cacti vine off the ground and tosses it at her face before moving forward to attack
Oh my
again.
god!
Come on, Samuel, let's go.
Bob shouts as he starts running away from the pair of them with his cacti still in hand. Kaz screams out of rage and runs after him with her sword drawn. Okay, I guess that was my fate. I thought my fate would be death, but I guess my fate was chasing after you.
Wait, you can't just leave me here alone. You need to help me.
I'm sorry, but I have to. Look!
Steven begins to walk away while holding the arm.
While running? You're really yelling at Samuel a lot.
Yeah. He's so very nice to Samuel. Come on, move it, Bob shouts as he runs away from Cass, who screams out in rage and charges after him again with her sword drawn. Cass swings her sword at Bob, who dodges and kicks her in the stomach, causing her to collapse on the
Wait,
floor.
while running away from me? You're really good. Oh, that's... I'm talking to myself. You're good with a cacti, Kaz, she says admiringly as she gets up from the floor after dodging his attack. I didn't dodge anything. You dodged me and kicked me. Bob runs away from Kaz again as she screams out in anger and charges after him once more with her sword drawn. Steven's just like walking away somewhere. Kaz throws her sword at Bob, who dodges it and runs away from her again with his cacti still in hand. What the fuck? He begins running towards a metal door in the far left corner of the room. We're in a room now. Kaz charges after him again with her sword drawn that I apparently got again. I just picked it up while running. What? What? You think you're still yelling at Samuel? Or are you just crazy? Like, come on, let's go! Oh shit, he's dead! We need to get out of here!
I'm ready to.
Bob Ross kills Sam to intimidate Cass. Come on, let's go, he's dead. We need to get out of here, Bob shouts while running towards the metal door. Cass stops running towards him and screams at him in rage once more before charging after him once more with her sword drawn as she screams out in anger once more.
Okay.
Bob runs into the metal door and shuts it behind him. Screw out of the
Oh my god,
So
it's really
much.
fucking up with the rage thing.
Cass screams out in rage once more as she charges after him once more with the sword drawn as screams out in rage once more.
Steven walks over to Bob Ross and puts your back against the wall. Stop this right now. This isn't going anywhere. Now let us both go home.
Wait, are you going home with Bob and not me? I'm your sister! What the hell?
Bob Ross refuses. No, now listen here, kid. Bob begins to threateningly whisper loudly in Steven's ear before Cass stops him from doing any more by hitting him in the head with her sword, causing him to fall down against the wall unconscious. He then lets both Cass and Steven go.
You won, you're free to go.
But he let him. They both run away from him and towards the exit door while he tries to get up off the floor. They both get out of the room without Bob trying to stop them again.
Kaz asked Steven, were you really gonna take Bob's side in this?
Yeah, Cass, I was taking his side because he's right. We need to get out of here now.
Well, that's not what I was wondering you're taking his side in. No, we need to finish him off now! Kaz screams out angrily while grabbing her sword once more. Kaz kills Bob Ross for good. Kaz raises her sword above her head as Bob tries to stop her from doing any more by grabbing her shoulder from behind. Wow, what arms. But she shrugs him off and runs him through his stomach, causing him to scream out in pain, while dropping her sword once more before he falls down against the wall unconscious. He then saw Kaz and Steven go, who run away from him and towards the exit door while he tries to get up off the floor. They both get out of the room without Bob trying to stop them again.
Cass, are you okay?
Yeah, Kaz says while wiping her sword off in the water. Let's get out of here. You're supposed to be dead, I said for good!
Yeah, but that wasn't what happened. Exactly. Bob Ross just fell against the wall unconscious.
No.
Stop it right now. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him, kid. Come back. Who is he shouting at? He screams out while running after them, trying to stop them from leaving. But stops once he notices that they aren't listening to him anymore.
Because we're gone.
They both get out of the building once they're outside in front of it.
Okay. I guess that's true.
Steven hides the tracks they left behind and makes sure nobody else finds them. Steven also tells everyone not to worry about it since there is no way anyone could have known where they went anyway.
Bob Ross gives up. Whatever, he says in defeat. Let's get back to camp.
Cass notices the camp explodes. This definitely has killed Bob Ross.
I mean, Bob
What the
Ross
hell
hasn't
happened?
gotten back to camp yet.
It definitely killed him, okay? You're dead. You're gone, Tess. Get a new character. Bob Ross sucked.
Bob
What
Ross
the hell
is too OP.
After I just exploded, but I said definitely.
That was all I had to say about that. It didn't generate anymore. Hold on, one last line.
Oh,
Who's Hunter?
I guess it's one of the
Hunter's
people
been
from my
here the
camp.
whole time.
Well, looks like our friend Bob's luck finally ran out.
Hunter remarks.
Well, I'm glad you lot killed him.
Cass remarks.
We did?
Hunter asks back, raising an eyebrow while grinning.
Well, yeah.
Cass says back while also grinning.
What's the point in killing him if we're going to keep him alive until he escapes? How are we supposed to know he was going to die? You can be Hunter, Tess.
Yeah, I guess I can be.
Or we could end the adventure here by a good ending where we escaped the mutant cacti and then got threatened by fucking Bob Ross and then ended up killing him somehow.
Well, it doesn't matter now he's dead, he says while putting another deer on the ground and walking off to skin it. Let's just hope this new guy doesn't have the same luck. Who's the new guy?
You're the new guy.
He's talking about himself.
Yeah.
Cass nods in her groom while taking off her backpack and putting it against the wall of the cabin they're staying at. She then walks over to the fire and puts her hand over it to keep her warm. Are we in, like, we were in the desert before? Then we leave and go to, like, the top of a cold mountain?
Well, Steven and I ran off into the woods.
I suppose, yeah, that's true. Also, things
So
about
we
what
found a
happened
cap-
earlier today. So now you're reminiscing about everything that's happened today. From the mutant cacti to Bob Ross.
Yes.
Cass goes over to Hunter's backpack and grabs a blanket out of it before wrapping it around herself as she sits down against the tree near the fire. She stares at it for a moment before looking over at Hunter, who is skinning the deer he just killed. He looks up.
Hunter's only
And
character trait is that he's constantly skinning deer.
He looks up and nods at her before going back to work on the deer carcass.
Cass?
Hunter asks over his shoulder at her. Hunter asks over his shoulder at her while he works on gutting the deer carcass.
That would be a really good way to end it, though.
Hmm?
Just at the and then the readers would be like,
Sure.
what did he ask? Because they've all, fallen in love with the Hunter and Cass relationship that we've been building for approximately 3 minutes.
At the end.
The end. You reached the
There
ending,
is an ending.
congratulations!
This is the second time it's implied that there's multiple endings. Leave a comment if you like the story. You can also find the story in my profile. The story is also on Wattpad. The story was inspired by another story called The Hunter by Crimson Tal.
Wait, I gotta know if that's real.
So I guess the character Hunter was supposed to play a bigger role in this story, but then they kind of just forgot about it. I recommend you read that story first before reading this one. This
Crimson
is a weird
Talon
thing
is
to
the
say
real
at the end.
What?
At the end they say, I recommend you read that story first before reading this one.
Well, in case you weren't paying attention. I just like the congratulations!